Okay, so that was in the old tavern room where the apparition of the woman in white's been seen, who's also known by a local legend as Phyllis Parker. Phyllis Parker is the woman who supposedly haunted the Bernardsville library. And this was called the Vealtown Tavern way back when. Bernardsville used to be called Vealtown. She's supposed to be the daughter of the original innkeeper, John Parker, who was a Revolutionary War militia captain, I believe. But basically, that we were getting set up for one of our Ghost Stories episodes, and you were there. That I think that was the first investigation, the first show you ever shot with us, right?
Yeah, it was the first show, and it got me all involved. Basically shuttled my career. In ghost investigation.
Yes.
Now we did talk about that upstairs room. We had a surveillance camera up there, but we didn't get anything because you had to cancel everything out. Because it was just so noisy. There was trucks going through. Yeah. It was just crazy.
Up in that room, you get a lot of ambient noise. You get a lot of traffic from the street. And this building sits probably about, 25, 30 feet away from the busiest road in town, Main Street, Route 202 in Bernardsville. So, yeah, we discounted anything we got up there.
All right, let's watch some more clips.
Okay, so here we have... our setup for that night, the quad monitor and a couple VHS cameras, professional microphone. There's a tri-field meter there. We worked with a lot of stationary equipment, the laptop, and then we had portable equipment that we carry around, make our recordings and come back and analyze it right here in this little field setup.
Yeah, it was a great setup. They had a nice, huge, giant table. We didn't have to actually bring a table, so
that was air conditioned. It was very nice. It was hot out that day.
Oh, it was screaming hot that day. But it was one of. I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be one of the best things to do going on all these investigations. But we'll talk about that another time.
And here I am working the.
Yeah, that's earlier in the evening. Later in.
Yeah, this is later in the evening, and we're analyzing. And we were hearing some voices, just like kind of nothing really spectacular at all. Actually, we were bored out of our mind, and we stopped early because we were so bored.
Yeah, I remember that. Everybody was just basically all burned out. It was probably about midnight or so.
Oh, yeah, it was a little after midnight.
Yeah, and we thought we didn't get anything.
No,
and, we'll get
lo
to that.
and behold.
Yeah, lo and behold.
And it's me analyzing, working the equipment. You hear it? Yeah.
It sounds like a breath.
Whoa. Heard something? So basically, that was one of the best voices we've ever got, which is good for EVP voice. It was two male voices, one in the background saying, "Say it," and then this was into your Sony camera.
Yeah, that's what started it all.
Yeah, and then another male voice seemingly in response to the command of the first one said "sick with woe" right into the microphone of your camera. We also picked up a woman's voice several times throughout the night, but of course we didn't know about any of this until a week or two later when we started going over all the recordings, the videotape and the audio tape.
Yeah, that was the funniest part of the whole thing, is we were basically going over what you were using on your IC recorder,
right?
And we didn't even analyze mine. I just let the tape run, so I was just thinking, I'm just getting video. I didn't know I was going to get voices,
right?
And that was probably basically. Until then, you dragged me on every single investigation because you had to have me there.
And I made a believer out of you, didn't I, though?
Oh, dude, when I heard that and that electronic voice sound,
that
blew me away when I'm sitting here and you're like, hey, you know what? And Garrett didn't even come. The funniest thing is Garrett just said, you know what? Listen to your tape. And I said, all right, I'm not going to get anything. It's not for that, because I was still new to it. I had no idea that it could get it on a video camera as well. And he got that tape, and I sent him that piece of audio, and we were just blown away.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And then your camera has been one of the main sources of our EVP.
Yeah, it's money.
Yeah, the money camera. That and a couple of the VHS surveillance cameras we use have been great for picking up voices.
Should we watch some more?
Sure.
Okay, do we have the time so I watch this stuff?
10:05.
10:05, all right, it's 10:05 p.m., August 14th, 2004. We're at Sandra John Interiors, which is the old Bernardsville Library on Route 202 in Bernardsville.
So basically, that was a female's voice saying "tap it out." It's very faint. I don't know how well it's going to come out, but we had gotten a couple male voices too on this particular camera, and I could not make out what he was saying. But whatever it was, he repeated it twice. We got some in the next room, really good female voices responding to some activity that was going on in there.
Yeah, the voice, I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it too.
But I think that the listeners or the viewers now
Mm-hmm.
are going to have a tough time. But, you know, it's probably, what, a Class C?
Yeah, it's definitely a Class C. I had to raise it and try and pull it out of the air conditioning noise that was going on in the background. But in part 2 of this investigation, we've got some really good female voices, which everyone should be able to hear.
And that's for another episode.
Yes.
You guys can come.
Is there a light down?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go. But just step back. We're in the original basement area. You guys, it's like real muddy here, so when you go back in, you're going to attract mud and just be careful.
See any skulls?
Found a quarter.
From what year?
I don't know.
Muscle flights from 1999.
Now, that was fun because we didn't know we had access to that
No,
basement.
I didn't even know that it existed at that point. And this is the original basement. Like, I think it's the 1710 basement, and it was used as a cold cellar for the inn.
Yeah, and that was when we were walking into the basement. And the funniest part is I actually had to edit the voice out because I am just cursing like a truck driver, which is not too surprising
No,
to people
not
that know
really.
me. Because there was so much mud. I was looking forward, and I didn't even look down. And
Then you stepped right in it.
almost
I know,
went
we were really
flying.
muddy. I think it had been raining like the week prior, and it was a mess down there.
There's some very faint rumblings from the people upstairs, so it might come through, I don't know. And if there's anybody down here who'd like to speak to us, we'd like to hear from you and make contact with you. If you speak to us, you know how, we should be able to...
So that was camera malfunction. This is not that uncommon with electrical devices when you're recording for EVP. Now, that's your camera. Have you ever heard anything like that before or since on that?
I'm telling you that never, ever, ever happened to me. And it hasn't happened since.
And I can't say for sure that that's paranormal, but it just goes to show the strange things that can happen to your electronic equipment in purportedly haunted areas. And not a voice, but definitely an electrical disturbance of some sort.
Yeah, it was definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
Definitely viewing. But like you said, it wasn't anything to, jump up in joy.
No, but interestingly enough, whatever it was not picked up on the other 2 cameras that are down there at the time, or my tape recorder or IC recorder.
Yeah, that basement was unbelievable. We were down there more times than anything because we had a free
Rain. We had rain in the whole, and I used to go down there. I had equipment set up down there for a month, just rolling, and I'd go down there from time to time and just do little recording sessions. And I did pick up some faint female voices down there, but nothing to write home about. The real good stuff was on the first floor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, do we have anything else to watch?
I don't know.
I think that was it.
That'd be it.
I guess you want to wrap up the Bernardsville Library. I mean, we got some great voices there.
This is the wrap up for part 1 because it's a vidcast. We've got to keep it short. We're going to go back and play a couple more voices, and we don't have access to the place anymore because our contacts there, the people that were releasing the space, had moved out. But that's about it. Do you want me to get into the story behind it at all?
Do you want to save it for another time?
Yeah. What we're going to do is save the story behind this haunting for the second part of the Old Bernardsville Library vidcast investigation. It's the classic 18th century Revolutionary War tale that everyone likes to tell, which frankly I think is baloney. I think it's just local legend. But anyway, we'll save the classic tale for the next vidcast. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll definitely be playing more voices that we captured in here in part 2.
Thank you, and have a good night.